Hey everybody, Karen from Sphere Guides. I hope you're doing well today. So we are going to be talking to the Lead Team Collective today regarding your questions about what we're calling the Great Awakening. People call it the Great Awakening. And I did a call out for questions. Something flying in front of me. I did a call out for questions, and there were so many questions that this has been broken down into 2 episodes. All right. So today we are going to be focused on questions about the Great Awakening, consciousness, healing, disclosure, timelines, star seeds, spiritual growth, and humanity's future. The Great Awakening is a term many people use to describe a period where individuals and society begin questioning old beliefs, systems, priorities, and ways of living. Some view it as a spiritual shift, while others see it as a social, cultural, or psychological change. People from many different backgrounds report similar experiences, including increased intuition, major life changes, healing old wounds, questioning authority, searching for purpose, and feeling that something significant is changing in the world. I don't think this is any different than other, I think we go through awakenings, especially with the astrology. We're always going through an awakening. It's just some seem a little bigger than others, like this one, right? So as interest in awakening has grown, so many questions about disclosure, timelines, starseeds, consciousness, humanity's future, and whether a larger shift may be taking place. Because so many people are asking similar questions at the same time, community members wanted to better understand what may be happening and where it could be leading. So this episode will explore whether humanity is experiencing a true awakening, what that awakening may actually be, and what it could mean for our future. Okay, so that intro was written based on your questions. So that gives you a sense of the types of things that we're going to be asking the lead team about. All right, so I've got a little prayer just to make sure we've got the right energy here. So I close my aura to all but my higher self, the God consciousness, my guides, guardians, the lead team collective, and only those of the highest and purest light. And ask Archangel Michael to please protect my channel, your channel, our community, the lead team collective, so it is all of the highest and purest light. Amen. Hey, lead team. Thank you for being here. I've already done the law challenge today, so I only need to do that. I record 3. When I do 3 at a time, I only have to do it once. So, okay. So lead team, we've got questions about this quote unquote awakening process. Is there anything in front of me that would not be in our highest and best interest to know? No? Okay. Do you guys see how the front of isn't it cool how they glow sometimes depending on the lighting? Look at that. They don't always look like that, do they? It's amazing. It really it depends on the lighting. Look at that. Anyways. Okay, how many questions do I have here? And again, this is going to be broken down into part 1 and part 2. So we'll do part 2 tomorrow night. Okay. Because you guys had so many amazing questions. All right, we have 36 questions. All right. So, lead team. The community wants to know, is humanity currently experiencing a spiritual awakening? Yes. Is this spiritual awakening larger in scale than it has been in the past? Yes. Is that only because there's more humans on Earth? No. Is it okay, so is the spiritual awakening, does it make it bigger now or grander now because of the level of how much we have to expand our consciousness during this time? Yes. Okay. So at this time, has humanity ever experienced going from our current level of consciousness, or where it was prior to 2012, let's say, to where we're going? Has humanity ever had to go through that level of awareness or spiritual awakening? No. So even when we were living on Earth through Atlantis or Lemuria, we didn't have to, did we just automatically were living in that kind of state of being? Yes. So we didn't have to go from lower consciousness to higher consciousness as human beings. No, I don't know if that makes sense. It makes sense in my head when I'm trying to ask, so I don't know. You guys will have to let me know. Does the term Great Awakening accurately describe what is happening? Yes. Okay. Is part of what people call the Great Awakening being misunderstood? No. I'm sure it is to some degree. That's funny though. No, it's not. They say, well, actually, the question said, is part of what people see. You got to be careful with the questions. So, is all of what we call the Great Awakening being misunderstood? No, and either is just part of it. Is some of what people call the Great Awakening being misunderstood? Yes. See the difference in that word there? The part, either part or all or some, makes a big difference. Could some, here we go again with some, could some of what people call awakening also be explained by social, technological, and cultural change? Yes. And just human evolution? Yes. Evolution does imply forward movement, though, right? Yes. And is there a chance that we could have gone backwards? Could humanity have gone backwards? Yes. Okay. So is the social, technological, and cultural changes, is that helping us go forward? Yes. Is the current global chaos connected to the awakening? Yes. Is the awakening process accelerated by personal healing work? Yes. Is the awakening process accelerated by becoming more aware of how the world works? Yes. Is personal transformation the foundation of collective transformation? I love that. I love that so much. Yes. We spend so much time worried about the collective when we really just need to worry about our own, Yes, they're saying yes. Is it more important that we change ourselves than that the world changes around us? Yes, because the more of us who change ourselves, the more the world will change around us. Yes. Yep, 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 yep. So, does healing discrimination begin internally before it appears externally? Yes. See, doesn't that make sense with that particular question? That makes so much sense. Everything we're seeing is being reflected back to us because that is what we have been manifesting. That is how we've been thinking about the world, and we're no longer wanting to think that way. And we're healing ourselves. The more we heal ourselves, the more we have understanding of things, the more it can change outside of us. It's actually quite basic now that, I'm starting to understand it a little bit more. So let's see. Is it possible to heal from discrimination while still living in a 3D world? Great questions. Yes, it is possible. Let me see if I can clarify that question, because I'm not sure if you're thinking heal. Is humanity able to heal discrimination while still living in a 3D world? Yes. Okay. Because I get the sense that this is about not just individual, like it's about healing, but we have to heal our own discrimination, like how we discriminate. But see, a lot of people don't even want to look at what white privilege means. Like if you don't look at and understand white privilege, then you can't understand what other people, how you've had if you're white, especially a white male, if you're not in a white female, I mean, it's all different levels, right? I don't want to go down this rabbit hole, but you've got to spend some time understanding it in order to look within to see what part of white privilege have I been enjoying, but has also been difficult for other people because of what I've been experiencing, you know? So it's just something, and that's just one little tiny thing, you know? The more educated we get, the better, of understanding different perspectives. They're saying yes. Do different starseed groups serve different roles during humanity's awakening? Wow. Yes. Until just recently, I thought starseed was just like one group, but it's not. It's not just one group. Like Palladians, I guess it's just semantics. I don't know. Because we use labels here on Earth. Yes. Do you use labels? Like, would you call them starseeds where you're at, lead team? No. Okay. So it's really just semantics, I guess. Do Palladian guided souls, wait, what? Do Palladian guided souls experience awakening? Okay. I don't understand that. Do Palladian guided souls experience awakening differently than Arcturian guided souls? I don't know what guided souls means, but okay, the answer is yes. The answer is yes. Is the awakening process influenced by a person's energetic lineage? What? Yes. Wow. Are Atlanteans connected souls here to help heal past misuse of knowledge and power? Yes. And my understanding is a lot of people in this community are Atlanteans. Yes, or have lived on Atlantis. Yes, or during that time. Okay. Do many of us have missions connected to previous incarnations? Yes. Is part of that mission to heal those incarnations? Yes. Is it still confirmed that we are moving away from karma-based system? I'm using the word system for lack of a better word. Yes. Okay. So am I still carrying karma from my lineage? No. Am I still creating karma for those in my lineage? Yes. Okay. I don't know how to clarify that one. Huh. I didn't actually expect a yes on that. Okay. But are we closing a loop somehow? Is that somehow closing a loop on the karma? Yes. Okay. You guys are going to have to ask more questions about that because I'm not quite sure where to go with that. Let's see. Is Earth moving toward a major consciousness shift regardless of world events? Yes. Are the world events helping us move towards this major consciousness shift? Yes. Is that the purpose of these world events? Yes and no. Yes and no. Will disclosure play a role in humanity's awakening? Yes. Still a lot of confusion around it though, you guys, in terms of like, yeah, whether it's going to be real or it's not going to be real. That'll be interesting. Is the so-called split between 3D and 5D connected to disclosure about humanity's origins? Oh, yes. That's interesting. Will humanity divide into different belief systems after disclosure? Yes. So I've been talking about love and unity being better than fear and division. But there's a lot of questions about unity, which we'll do a separate session on, I think. Like, what exactly is unity? Because I don't think unity means we have to all have the same belief system. Does unity mean we have to all have the... No. Okay. I think it's like unity in love, like decisions made from love. It doesn't really matter what your belief systems are. If you are living a life from love and your decisions are made from love, they're saying yes. So it's like that's either division is in fear or unity is in love. But you can still have your own personality, your own, you don't have to be like everybody else. I think people might have mistaken or were wondering about that unity conversation a little bit. Are psychics often reading their own timelines when describing the future? Oh, they're saying no. Okay. Are multiple timelines operating simultaneously? No. So this is consistent with what they've told us before. Is there one timeline? Yes. There's only one timeline. But there are different paths within the one timeline? Yes. So I think it's, again, a matter of words here. Let me go back to that psychic question and read it a little different. Are psychics often reading from their own path on the timeline when describing the future? Yes. So very different. So if there's one timeline, the question before said, are they reading their own timelines? Plural, timelines, plural. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Is the golden future a probable time? Is it probable along the timeline rather than a guaranteed one? No. Okay, let me clarify. Is the golden future on this timeline? On the timeline, is the golden future guaranteed? Yes. Is it the timing of when it occurs? Is that guaranteed? No. But eventually humanity arrives at the golden future. I mean, eventually. I mean, if we're just billions and billions, not on Earth, but just billions, and if the cosmic egg is billions and billions and billions and trillions of years ago, yeah, eventually we'll get to the golden future. Yes. Oh, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny. Will Earth and all sentient life survive the awakening process? No. Let me clarify. Will Earth survive the awakening process, this current process we're on? Yes. Will all sentient life survive the awakening process on Earth? No. Will all sentient life survive the awakening process? Yes. So all sentient life is going to survive the awakening process, but may not be on Earth. Is that correct? Yes. Will democracy survive the Great Awakening? Yes. Wow. Will democracy in the United States survive the Great Awakening? Yes. Will leadership with greater integrity emerge over the next 5 years? Yes. Is leadership already emerging now that have greater integrity than any of the leadership that's come before them? Yes. Wonderful. Even for the 2026 election in the United States, midterms? Yes. I mean, I even feel like I don't know how, I don't know a ton about him, but even Thomas Massey, it depends on, you don't have to align with everything he agrees or disagree, everything that he believes in. But he is somebody that to me looked like he has integrity. He actually did the things he said he was going to do, He supported the things that he voted for. And to me, that's integrity, right? That's one area of integrity. Let's not get into it. I know I don't know much about him, so you can totally disagree with me. But that's just my sense of, even though I don't lean as, I'm more center left in my leaning. Actually, I'm more independent. I'm independent at this point. And he's like pretty far right, I believe, but I could be wrong. Anyways, I find him to have definitely has shown to have some integrity, that's for sure. Okay, let's see. I hope I didn't just open up a can of worms. It's okay, you guys can have the conversation. Just be kind and gentle. Just offer new perspectives, that's fine. Let's see. Will religions continue to exist during the golden future? Yes. Yes. Okay. Will cults continue to exist during the golden future? No. Will cults gradually lose influence as people awaken? Again, it's just all about perspective, If you grow up in a forest and you don't see anybody and that's all you know, that's all you know. Yeah. Will awakened humans develop? I don't even know the word awakened is even. It's perspective, It's about changing your perspective, learning from different perspectives, which is why division, that's why they want to keep us divided, is because we won't talk to each other then. Once we start, they're saying yes, once we start talking to each other and we're like, oh, we actually are not that far apart. You know what I mean? And what we believe, they have made it seem like we are much further apart than we are. Yes. Will awakened humans develop abilities that seem extraordinary by today's standards? Yes. Will that be because we understand quantum physics more? Yes. Will that be because of how AI is going to support our future? Yes. Will it have more to do with AI than it does quantum physics? No? Okay. Interesting. Couple more questions. Will healing become more energy-based and conscious-based in the future? I love that so much. Yes. Will people who choose not to awaken still be able to live meaningful and fulfilling lives? Yes. Yes. Because there's going to be some boomers who are going to be, they're probably, somebody could be in their 80s now, 80 and live to 100 next 20 years, and maybe still stay in that, but they could still live meaningful and fulfilling lives. And I mean the boomers. I don't mean all boomers. I mean the boomers who are sitting in front of Fox News. You know, I guess, yes, I guess it just depends on what happens to Fox News. If family members awaken at different rates, will those soul connections continue? Yes. Cool. Does Earth need our help during this transition? Yes. All right, we'll have a conversation on what that means, you guys. And just so you know, I'm taking the comments, all your comments and questions from each video now and creating new topics for us, and I'll do posts because it'll tell me what you guys are mostly interested in exploring. So if there's a lot of conversation about how we can be helping Earth in this transition, then I'll put a call out for questions, and then you guys can ask your questions about that. Does collective prayer and intention genuinely influence world events? Yes. Yes. Now, I did ask this question once before. Does the collective prayer need to be done in the same space or same place and time type of thing in order for it to have that type of influence? No. Okay. So we could all just say, hey, you guys, let's pray for peace in Iran. Well, if we all just said that and we all did it right now, or just on your own time in the next 12 hours or whatever, that would still influence world events, whether we did it all at the same time or not. Yes, because obviously, like I'm recording this on Sunday the 7th of June. You're probably not going to see it until Monday the 8th. So, no, you're going to see this on Monday the 9th, actually. No, Tuesday the 9th. So I may be sending that out today, and then it depends on when you guys listen to this. So it doesn't have to be done all at the same time. Yes. Okay. Does it need to be done all at the same time? I don't think that question came out right. No. So it would still have the same influence, the same effect. It would be just as powerful or strong. Yes. Okay. Are individual spiritual practices helping humanity more than people realize? Yes. Very cool. Is staying in love and unity more effective than staying focused on fear and conflict? Yes. Is it more effective to move us to the golden future? Yes. Is humanity becoming what it has always had the potential to be? Yes. That's awesome. Okay, so part 2 we will do tomorrow night. Let me look up and see what part 2 is here. Part 2 is going to answer questions about resistance to awakening, manipulation, fear, control systems, discernment again, sovereignty, media influence, and what may be standing in the way of humanity's awakening. So when I put all your questions into AI, Mabel split it into 2 different episodes so that the first one would focus on what we just did, kind of more of the basic questions. And now we're going to get probably into some meat and potato questions. Okay. Okay. So I'll see you tomorrow night for part 2. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.